Christo, thank you very much for taking the time to have this short dialogue with me. And we're at the end of, at the beginning of day 3 of Prosci certification. And Christo is, maybe you would introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Thank you for this opportunity of this impromptu interview. A little bit of background, we're working in BCX and we've got an ACM practice within BCX. So hi Andrew, hi Prosci, you're not here but you're still represented. And basically we are starting the ACM practice within BCX with the idea of actually doing Microsoft Teams rollouts to various companies of Microsoft and BCX's customers to enable adoption.
So one first thing, what made you want to attend the training?
Well, the training I find extremely valuable because it gives you, number one, credibility in the industry. So if you have the certification, it means that we do know the Prosci process because you're teaching us very well. And the second thing is it actually structures what we're actually doing as far as the methodology is concerned. So if you look at how the course is structured, it's actually a very, very good way of actually us having a standard presentation for our customers.
Very good. Now I know you still have day 3 to go, but what would you do differently now that you've had the training?
For my customers? Well, I would actually be able to explain to them what change management is in a more structured way. With what I really find useful is that there is 6,000 companies that the research has been on, and when we talk about ROI, it's not a pie in the sky, it's an actual done thing. And it is an international practice. So when we speak to customers about ROI, which is normally a very difficult topic, when you're talking about the software, we actually can speak with authority and with background research.
Very good. And what will be the biggest challenge in actually starting to use this with your customers?
The biggest challenge will be actually getting all the sponsors together, getting in the right level, the C-level at the company. Because most of the times when we come into the company is via the IT or the CIO, but that is not where it stops. And it's actually getting to the other business units within an organization. So that'll be quite a challenge for us to actually get there and then to explain to them what change management actually is.
Yeah, sounds right. What would be some of the barriers you'll experience in order to actually build ACM practice?
There's many barriers in building the practice. Resourcing is one of them. Getting the right people into the organization is very difficult. But I'm very fortunate that I've got great support from BCX, from BCX's management team. And the other thing is the barrier is finances. It's very difficult to actually do what the customer expects with the amount of money they're prepared to pay for it in the South African market. So they're basically expecting the full ACM deployment, but they're only willing to try and pay for an ACM-like deployment. So it's difficult to juggle the two.
Yeah. How can you overcome those barriers?
By explaining to them the ROI properly.
Yeah.
So if we can actually get the message across to C-level people in the different customer organization levels, and the message is clear and they can see the benefit of it, then there shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to make sure that I sell it properly.
Yeah. What kind of support would your organization need in order to actually integrate change management as a capability that you will always be able to carry out to customers?
Okay. I think the first thing is, and I've got this, so I can talk from experience, is patience. Patience for us to actually get the right people on board. Patience for us to get the methodologies refined. Patience for us to actually do the research that we need to do. Patience with us and our customers when the market doesn't uptake it so quickly. So I think patience is one. The next thing is finance. You need money to get this going, and as with most businesses, new ideas that come along, there's inertia before the market starts taking up. There's almost like a lull period. And then the other thing is to assist us when the craziness starts. So you're going to insource, you're going to outsource. It gets quite hectic when you've got more than one big customer. So a lot is going on in the ACM practice in the background.
How does Microsoft support you in doing this?
They support us very well. We have got part of the Fast Track program, so we've got access to quite a lot of change management material and user adoption material, which we do utilize for our customers. Sometimes we have to customize it because it's from a very much an international perspective. And being South Africa, a lot of the companies apply it slightly differently, so we've got to change that. And we've also got a fantastic business development manager that actually assists us to navigate through Microsoft, because Microsoft got their own structures and their own corporate lines and reporting lines that we need to actually filter into, but we need to know where to filter and when. And like I said, our BDM actually helps us a lot.
How could a company like Nexum support you?
Nexum can support us by actually keeping us abreast of what the latest trends are. And what I mean by that is, what are the latest technologies that are actually being adopted? We'd also like to know the best practices from the international industry. So how do you deploy it quicker? How do you ensure that there is quicker adoption from the users? And making sure that the research is abreast of all the methodologies that are taught on the course. So as far as the PCT is concerned, what are the latest trends? How do we keep improving? Because learning is not a binary on-off. It's a continuous experience that we actually have to do.
So maybe even go to a more experienced level and get even more tools on top of what you already got.
Yeah. But there mustn't be so many tools that we get confused.
No, it's just a more advanced use of the tools.
There we go.
That
is what we would really like. Yes.
Yeah. So just as a last question, what would be, if you had to name one thing, what is your most valuable key takeaway from these days?
As we did in the presentation last night, it would have been ROI.
Yeah.
And showing the customer where the actual ROI actually is, so they understand the importance of change management.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Christo, for taking the time.
Thank you for your time.